to the PEO Speedwagon podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rick Johnson. Thanks for being here. This episode marks the end of season 2. I couldn't think of a better way to really reflect and reconnect and just share some perspective on these last 2 seasons. So it's just me today, no Ryan, no guest, just open mic and a few thoughts on things I've been wanting to share for a while. So first off, it's been a minute. I know we haven't posted in a little while. Honestly, it's been because we've been busy in a lot of good ways. As you know, we're growing PEOMG, so helping our clients, expanding partnerships, having events around the country this year, and really just making a lot of progress behind the scenes. And that can take priority sometimes over doing the show. But something pulled me back. I wanted to jump in. I wanted to talk to everybody. And it's because, to me, this is way more than just a stream of content that we put out. It's really become a place for me to learn, a classroom, a journal. In many ways, it's kind of a shared journey with me and everybody who listens, and it has been for these 2 seasons. And so today's episode, I really just want to do it a little different. So I want to think back on our last 2 seasons, the guests we've had, and try to distill that perspective down from hosting it and from my perspective. And so, as you guys know, I came into the industry totally green. I've done over 28 episodes now with leaders in the PEO industry, sat next to Ryan, who was in the space for 15 years, and really just got to learn from a lot of really insightful people in the PEO space and talk with them during the podcast, before the podcast, and after. Really took me from 0 to 1 when it comes to learning the space. And so I wasn't an HR lifer like so many people are. I wasn't trained in co-employment law or benefit modeling. I just was someone who saw a system that was complex, that needed to be simplified, and really just wanted to find a way to speak it in a common language that everybody can understand. And so when I got with Ryan, he said, there is a better way, and I think we can find it. And I'd like to say that we've done that. So one thing that's kind of been a bit of a superpower, and you can hear this in the episode with Rachel too, is like coming into the industry without that perspective that so many people have had of being in it for so long. It gives me the ability to stay curious. I'm not coming in with answers that I need to, reinforce. I'm coming in curious. And that's really where this podcast came from. It's a platform to ask questions. It's not just education, it's evolution, and it's my evolution in the space, and it's what I've learned. And what I really want you to take away today is that understanding the PEO industry, it isn't just about learning the acronyms, although you do need to learn PEO. That is the first one you have to learn. And it's not the benefit plans and things like that. It's understanding the people. It's the HR managers, it's the office managers, it's the CHROs. It's the people trying to take care of the people and just keep the lights on at their organization sometime. And through every conversation, I really started to just pick up patterns with the people I spoke with. And that's the best PEO relationships are never about, the features or the tools. It's about the fit. And it's about aligning a company's culture and goals and pain points with a solution that actually solves the problem. And not theoretically, not eventually, but now, the immediate problem. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I know I had, I've heard from many of you that you've also had as well, is that you think all PEOs are basically the same. And I get that. They all have really similar marketing and color schemes and things like that. And if you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? But it couldn't be farther from the truth, as I spoke with so many of them. So some of them are incredible for fast-paced scaling startups or a remote team. Some are built for blue collar. Some are built for, more risky industries. Some are more tech and really lean. Others are hands-on and really relationship, focused and driven. And, what I've learned is that if you don't know what you need, or you don't have someone helping you translate that pain into a plan, you'll end up in the wrong one every time. And that's why not only PEOMG exists, our organization, but also why the podcast exists, is to bring clarity to the decision-making process and to know what you need. Because we've seen what the right impact can do, and it goes a long way. And that's what this podcast has taught me, is that behind every PEO decision is a human experience. So, if you're a business owner or HR leader or somebody just new into the PEO space, I just want to offer kind of a few lessons that I took away from the last few seasons. And I'd say one is just ask deeper questions. Like, don't be afraid to ask why you do it that way. But there's things about the cost of the platform or how it functions and stuff like that. But ask those deep questions that you really want to know. And if they don't speak your language, then move on. If they don't have the good answers, I'd also say understand your role in the relationship with the PEO. If you're a business owner, a lot of them treat them like the best ones treat them like strategic partners, and it's not just a magic fix. You still need to show up, communicate. You got to stay engaged with them, and really stay engaged with the people and your plan, and have them be kind of a co-pilot. I'd also say that it's the people that matter more than the process. So focus on the culture, but also who you're working with at the organizations, and trust your gut. And lastly, I'd really say that when you're going through the process too, a lot of times it can feel kind of, I guess, lonely to a degree, because you have to deal with all of these issues. And oftentimes you can't go and rely on the team members in your organization to weigh in on these. That truly does come down to just you to make this decision. And know that you're not actually alone in making this decision. It can be a really big choice who you partner with from a PEO perspective. And yes, organizations like PEOMG exist, and podcasts like this one exist to help you along the way and make the right choices. But so are communities and online spaces that you can go into, and you can speak with folks about how they found the right fit PEO. So you don't have to make it on your own. I want to talk to we had so many guests on this season as well. Man, I could name all of them, but Jason Randall came on. He's over at Quesco. Really, he kind of showed us what it meant to scale with integrity. Pete Hinojosa came on, really kind of helped us rethink leadership and culture from the inside out. Chris Dornfeld, who, essentially did a masterclass on employee engagement. And then we had our CEO of PEOMG, Rachel, on, and, really showed us what it means to lead PEOMG with heart and vision and authenticity these days. Jim Sheets came on, and that's a unique perspective because he's CEO and CFO. And so he's also bought multiple PEOs for his organizations. Bill Allen came on. He shared what it is to be, a true partner, not just a vendor. I love that one. That was really great. And then Brian Neal came on, of course, the NFL referee, Super Bowl referee. And really, we talked about kind of the chaos of sales and the momentum in your strategy. And of course, John Allen was on as well. Kind of showed us the CRO mindset from a PEO perspective, and really kind of how to lead with clarity. But, they each brought their own layer to the conversation and to the podcast. And, to all of you, the listeners, you brought the energy, you brought the comments and the reviews. And thank you very much for that. And really the momentum to keep this thing going. And so thank you all. Thank you for being part of season 2, for listening, engaging, for just helping us turn these conversations into an actual community. And whatever platform or format you engage with us in, we saw it and we appreciate it. And so stay tuned. We've got some awesome guests lined up for the next season. We've got thought leaders, operators, people who really are challenging how we think about work and benefits and HR in the next chapter. We're going to go bigger. We're going to go deeper. And, one thing for sure is we're going to do it our way. And thank you, Wagoneers, for tuning in, and take care of yourselves. Thanks.